Smart China Expo. This is Chongqing International Media Center. I'm Xiao Wu. Today we have a guest who is a cultural historian, a poet, a popular university lecturer, and what's more, the writer of History of Silicon Valley, Mr. Scaruffi.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
We are very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Scaruffi has been involved in artificial intelligence and cognitive science for more than 30 years. So today, out of his busy schedule, we can have with him here. It's very appreciated. So, Mr. Scaruffi, yeah, good. You just finished the digitalized economic management program, right? Yeah. So, do you have any what you get from this forum?
Well, what I got is a lot of development in a big data. It's, especially Chongqing seems to have an impressive amount of data available and an impressive number of ideas how to use the data.
Okay, cool, thanks. And you are like the expert in the artificial intelligence area, and this topic, artificial intelligence, has been a very hot, recently or nowadays, right? And it has attracted a lot of efforts and capital also to this area. But we watch it on TVs and read books or something. But in our real lives, actually, artificial intelligence is still not like ordinary people experience it that much, right? Could you tell us more details about what's the current state of AI?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because there has been a lot of exaggeration, and I'm afraid we will pay a price for the exaggeration. So one thing is the Hollywood movies, and one thing is the reality.
Exactly.
So in the reality, robots are still very stupid, not intelligent, and they can do very few things. Of course, it's impressive when AlphaGo can play Wei Qi so well, but that's a game. It can play a game. It's the only thing it can do. We in the field, we scientists are aware of the limitations of these achievements. It's very difficult to teach machines to do two things. It's relatively easy to teach one thing, but two things is very difficult. When you go home, you can learn by yourself 5, 10, 20 new things tonight. That's a big difference. The question is, how do you do that? And we don't know. So we have had success stories with face recognition, speech recognition, and playing games. But that's it. And human life is much more complex, and we are very, very far from having machines that can really mix with humans in the real world. That's why in this building, in the street, you don't see any robots walking around, right? And it will be a long time. The number one robot in the world is still the robot that vacuums floors.
Yeah, that is a technique job.
Right, so that's the reality. Now, there's a lot of artificial intelligence that you don't see, and that is real. And those are the software robots. So on the internet, there's a lot of data and text that is traveling. Right now, there's probably billions, trillions of data flowing, and there's a lot of software robots that are reading this data and doing something with it. So that is real, and that could have applications that people will see. For example, in healthcare, by collecting all this data about people's health, we could get to a point where you at home with your smartphone can get information on your health. So this can come very, very quickly. Software robots, the robots you see in Hollywood movies, that will have to wait a little longer.
I got you. So you also, I guess, you told us just now, right? Which directions maybe the AI will develop to, right? Develop to which direction, develop some useful robots or useful machines for people, right?
Yeah, machines that can learn.
This is kind of the direction the AI development goes to, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of research that is not publicized because there's no Hollywood movie there. talks about these results. Of the research that is being done, which one is likely to give us products? That's another question. Okay, so for example, the research in understanding language is so far away. It's so difficult for a machine to have a conversation like we are having. Okay, machines today do something like this: "Hey Alexa, skip." That's it. It means skip a song. Okay, you cannot really have this kind of conversation with a machine. So that's so far away in the future. But there is research. Now, the research about machines learning new things by themselves, this is more real. So this could happen. Today we have machines that can learn one thing. AlphaGo learn to play Wei Qi. And in the near future, we could have machines that can learn multiple things. So you could have a robot at home that you can train to clean the dishes. That's actually very difficult, but let me give you a simple example, okay? So that's possible in the near future, that we may find a way to train machines to do more than one thing. Not only vacuum the floor, but also do something else.
That's the direction, right? Okay, thank you. That's quite impressive. And as ordinary also citizen, when I see like the investment and efforts like the government putting and the big players in the industry putting AI in development, and what are the benefits? Benefits categories, like the society can get from this development of AI.
Yeah, so the first one that I think is happening in every city is just better coordination, better organization of the city. When I grew up, cities were absolutely chaos. There was nothing was synchronized. So in the near future, we can have cities that are better organized, that deliver electrical energy as needed, that deliver water as needed, and so on, traffic and so forth. And then the other thing that as I said, I personally believe could be a big contribution is healthcare. Better hospitals and healthcare at home. Healthcare at home for free, that you don't have to travel to Stanford and pay the most expensive doctors in the world. You can do it at home.
That's really good thing.
Yeah, exactly. So you can have medical analysis done by machines on the cloud. You don't have to go anywhere. And then surgery done by robots. This is happening today. And every year we are more progress. So hopefully this will become cheaper and cheaper, affordable to millions of people. And this can save lives. See, when we are talking about machines that save lives, that's progress. That's real progress.
So you have been actually many cities of China, right? Or you attend the conferences or seminars in this industry. And what do you have a general picture of how China's AI research development already been, and do you have any suggestions about it?
Well, I think so. China is very good, probably top of the world in the application of the AI that works. So face recognition, speech recognition, industrial robots. I think China is becoming as good as Japan. So that's very visible.
Okay, got you. And it is Smart Expo actually is the first one, and it's gonna held annually each year here in Chongqing. Since this 2018, do you think you will participate in the next time or
I would love to. I would love to see what happens next. It would be very interesting to see in terms of, as I said, applications. China probably beats Silicon Valley, but it would be interesting in over the years to see how creative this technology becomes in China.
In many places like that, and travel with your own enthusiasm like that. Have you been to Chongqing before?
No. The first time was yesterday.
Yesterday,
Yesterday I spent the day walking around Chongqing.
So, where you have been, do you have some impression? What impression of the city?
Oh yeah. I was really impressed, and I'm not saying this because you are from Chongqing. I was really impressed because my expectation was not positive. I thought, Chongqing, probably new city, just big buildings and nothing
special.
special.
Original
Right.
thinking.
And then instead I started really walking, because I started realizing that there's good taste in the way things have been done. I started from the opera house, and that's already interesting, interesting style.
By the riverside.
Right, and then I walked the bridge.
Okay.
I walked the bridge to the old Hongya.
Cave.
Right,
Dong.
right,
Yeah. It's
right.
during the evening time?
No, day.
Daytime.
It was day. And I walked, and I had the skyline of all the big skyscrapers.
Yes, because there's like a lot there. It's
Right.
busy
So they have the
area,
old town here, and then they're building some new buildings, the curved buildings. And behind me was the Opera House and the Museum of Science Technology. And then there's a bridge, like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. So this was very interesting. So then I kept walking. So I walked to the Times Square, where you have all the big skyscrapers. Then I walked to the People's Square, and so that was very impressive. My wife hated me because she had to walk the whole day. But it was a very interesting combination. Some of the streets look like Hong Kong because they are so steep,
Yes.
right? The rivers, and that's kind of unique. So I was very impressed. Very impressed.
Right.
I think I took more than 200 pictures in one day.
More than how much?
200,
Wow.
and that doesn't happen very often. So.
Okay, I'm really happy that you. I mean, like you like your feeling.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time for the museums, so I only saw the three gorgeous museums. I only saw the ancient Han sculptures. So next time I want to have more time.
I guess there's more you can explore, from the city.
And people are surprised when I say it, but the best thing I saw in Chongqing actually, 501 Art Zone. You walk 1 kilometer, and all the houses are painted. That was really nice. It was like not all the houses are beautiful, but it's a really nice concept, and it's 1 kilometer. I was really impressed, and I don't know who did it. I don't know if it was the students, some crazy artist, but yeah, that gives character to a city. Yeah. So I was very surprised by Chongqing. Believe me.
Thank you, Piero, and I hope you have a great time in Chongqing, and in the future you will have more time to visit here to
I hope so.
explore more about it.
Thank you.